Alright, what's up guys? So today we're gonna go through what is in my camera bag going into 2022. There's things I use, there's things I don't use, things I love, things I hate. I'm gonna go over pricing, so like retail pricing, and also what I actually paid for it. I'm actually interested to see, because I've never actually added up what I've spent on camera gear, so I'm interested to see the actual number of what I've spent on camera gear. I feel like I'm not gonna like it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first thing up is the camera body, of course. So I use the Fujifilm XS10. So I got this in January 2021, which is when I really started getting into photography. It has been really good for me so far. I love it because it is really lightweight. You still get the nice grip on it without it being a big clunky camera, so I really love that. And this retails for $13.49 Canadian plus tax, which is what I paid for it. I got it brand new at Camera Canada. So next up we have the 85mm f1.8 from Viltrox. So this is my most used lens. You'll probably hear me talk about it a lot because it is the one I use the most. It is my favorite lens. It is sharp, it is clear. The autofocus is pretty fast. This one, I believe, retails for $5.99. I might have to double check that and look it up. $5.99 Canadian. I paid $3.25 cash for it off somebody on Facebook Marketplace that barely used it. So I think I've got a pretty good deal out of that, considering it is the one I use the most. So next up we have the, also from Viltrox, is the 33mm f1.4. Being at 1.4, this is so crisp. It is so nice. It gets really good bokeh, or bokeh, however you want to pronounce it. It's nice because it's pretty small and it's nice and lightweight. Next up we got the 50mm from Fujifilm, so the Fujinon 50mm f2. This is the first lens I actually got. I bought it with the camera body, and that one was $5.99 Canadian plus tax, so I paid the full price for that. I love how small this is. So like, it is smaller than my fist. It is very lightweight. It's really sharp, it's really fast, it's really clear. So it is a really good lens. I just don't use it all that much, just because focal length wise, I'd much rather the 85 and the 33. So next up we have from Fujifilm, so the Fujinon 50mm to 200mm. It is an f3.5 to 4.8. I actually really never use this. I don't think this has left my bag in 2 months, which is sad, because to have a lens and not use it is just a waste. This is one of the reasons I got it. So I believe it retails for $10.99 Canadian, so $1,099. I got it on Facebook Marketplace off somebody, again, who barely used it, for $500 cash. So it was kind of a no-brainer, I had to. So a big one I use for a lot of just like videos, and also photos, of course. You'll see if you go to my Instagram, there's a fair bit of drone photos. A lot of my reels have drone footage in them. So the first drone, this is the first drone I've ever had. I think it was a great pickup for the amount I use it, and for what it cost. It was really good for me. So this is the DJI Mavic Mini 2. So I got the Fly More combo. If you're familiar with DJI's drones, they do Fly More combos. It just comes with extra batteries. So I got 3 batteries for it with the charging pack, and just extra like blades and stuff in case you crash it. I did crash mine once. It wasn't bad, so fingers crossed I don't destroy it. And then obviously the controller, so you just put your phone up here and play the footage on that. I think this was $6.99 or $6.49. I use this a lot, so I am looking at upgrading to the Air 2S right now, unless they come out with something similar, just newer. All right, so next up is the GoPro. So I have the GoPro Hero 9 Black. So this guy I just got recently. That's what I'm gonna be shooting all my POVs with. I got a combo with extra batteries, like a monopod, a couple of just straps and stuff. I did pay full price, it was $429. So far, I love it, it's really good. The footage is actually a lot clearer than I expected. I will definitely be using this a lot in the future, especially to film POV videos, street photography, stuff like that. Next up, we got a couple filters. So these are all CPL, circular polarizing filters or lenses. These are really good for basically cutting down the glare on windows. So I haven't been using them really at all lately just because it's the winter, the sun's not out much, it's really cloudy and gray, so you almost don't need it. In the summer, when the sun is just glaring down, reflecting off everything, these come in handy. They make your street photos, your car photos, just anything where there's lots of glass around, they just make it a little bit cleaner. So I found it did make a pretty big difference, but again, like I just don't need it right now. So I have one to fit my 85mm, my 50mm, and my 55-200 right now. I do need to get one for my 35. The reason I don't have one for my 35, I got my 35 a little bit later. I found this remote. I don't know. Ah, I know what it is for. So that is for this guy right here. It is really handy to have one of these, although I don't keep it in my bag. Next up, we have an SD card holder. So I don't know if you guys keep all your SD cards or if you just format it and keep using them. There's a few SD cards I have right here because I was editing, but that is just what it looks like. So a safe place to keep your SD cards. Next thing we have up is the chest mount for the GoPro. So that's how I film all my POV videos. So that is just this guy here. So it goes on actually pretty easily once you unbuckle it. Strap in, and then your GoPro just goes here. So I have found this to be, I mean, this is how most people shoot their POVs too. I've seen a couple different ways to shoot POVs. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the ones where they have the GoPros kind of like mounted on top of the camera on the hot shoot. I don't really like that. So this is just how I film it. As you can see, that took all of like 30 seconds to get into. That has been something that's going to be really useful, has been useful. So I just keep that in the top of my bag. And I've just realized I completely lost track of pricing for everything. So I'll just add it up at the end. So the next thing up is something I don't really use very often just because I don't like using camera straps all that often. But this is a really good quality camera strap if you're someone that uses camera straps. And I like how you can just clip it in and out of your camera. So it is from Peak Design. So it's just this guy here, and they have basically these little clips, and the other end just goes into your camera, and you just easily slide it in like that. So obviously you want to put both sides in. And just like that, your camera's in. And then 10 seconds, and your camera's out again. So that's something, again, I don't really use. I keep it in the top of my bag just because there has been a couple times where I've used a camera strap instead of taking my whole bag. So guys, this is the bag I use when I'm out shooting. It's just a cheap bag I got off Amazon. I didn't need anything like big and fancy at the time. I will probably be upgrading in the future. I want something that's going to be more weather resistant. Space-wise, I find it's fine. Like, I don't need much space. Obviously, I have a decent bit of gear, but like if I don't use the 55-200, I can always take it out. Or if I'm not going to be using my drone, I just take it out, lose some weight, lose some space out of it. So I've honestly found it really good. Yeah, like I said, it was like $70 Canadian. I think that's pretty good for a camera bag, especially one that has held up this well. It just has your front pouch here where everything is kept. Stuff's falling out. So usually I have my camera here, my drone batteries and drone here, the drone controller with my filters here. I have one lens here, one lens here, and one lens here. And I usually keep one of the lenses on my camera and put it in here. Just in this inside pocket is where I'll keep like some cables or my SD card case. Same thing with the outside. So there is a pouch on the front here that I'll just keep a couple cables. Like charging cables, always need to have a couple on you. It also has, for easy access, just a side pouch. So if I just keep my camera in here, so I'll put the lens on that I know or that I think I'm going to be using for the most part, keep it in here so I can just easily open it up and grab it. This is my favorite camera accessory I have ever bought and I will have ever bought. So this is from Peak Design, so the same as my camera strap, but it is just the capture clip. So it just goes on the strap of your bag, and there is a plate that you just put on your camera. So on the bottom of your camera, this plate comes with the clip. So you put it on, and then if you want to just be hands-free but you still want to have your camera easily accessible, you just clip it on and it just hangs there, so that should say. So it's not going to come off, and then you can lock this button so that it really won't move, but essentially all you do is you just push this button in and pull up, and it comes off nice and easily, very smooth. I love it. It is something I will have on every bag I ever own when it comes to photography. So that is a must buy for me. I think they're normally $100 Canadian. I got it for like 70 or 75 because it was an open box item from the camera store. Alright guys, so that is everything that is in my camera bag heading into 2022. I mostly use all this stuff. The only thing I don't use is the 55-200, but I am planning on using that a lot more. So come spring, summer, when there's going to be a lot more like landscape shots that I'll be taking. So yeah, if you found this helpful, let me know below. Let me know in the comments as well what your camera body and lens setup is like. What's your go-to camera body and lens? I would love to know what everyone uses. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.